I think we can take care of it. Mr. Mayor, I'm delighted to be here and to be a part of a program here in your great city, and also to recognize the fact that you've been such a great supporter of agriculture. I don't know whether you recall it or not, but back when you were in Congress, I had an occasion to call on you several times, and I don't think there's a single time of what you were willing to assist us in legislation in Washington, and you had a very sympathetic year. And I guess most of all, I came away with a appreciation of the fact that maybe you had confidence in what I was trying to tell you. You know, being in politics, you grow an appreciation for people who you can talk to, and you feel like when you say something to them, they're attentive and they comprehend what the message you're trying to bring. So we're delighted to be here, and I'd like to turn this part of the program over to you, and I think we've got some other very distinguished people we want to call on later. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Irving. Let me say that Georgia has been and still is and always will be an agricultural state. And that is because if you can't feed yourself, you're really not a full-fledged economic entity. And we are going to remain a full-fledged economic entity. No matter how much high-tech business we get, no matter how much manufacturing, how much industrialization, we will always be a state that will have an agricultural base. And I think that's because the land that we have is so rich. I was with some folk last week who told me that the richest agricultural land in America today is the coastal plain of Georgia, and that there's no land anywhere in America that has the water and the ingredients and the climate that we have in Georgia, and that will always be the case. And as other areas dry out and are planted out, the coastal plain of Georgia and Georgia agriculture will prevail. But Atlanta grew out of Georgia agriculture. And Atlanta is seen around the world as the peach city. And we have more Peachtree streets than anything else in town. And it's so totally appropriate that we put some peach trees back on Peachtree Street. I'd like to thank the Commissioner for that and for the opportunity to be a part of this ceremony.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Thank you for your very generous remarks. And I never was in doubt about your knowledge of agriculture, because you've certainly demonstrated that over your many years of public service. But I don't think any truer words are spoken about. When you take all the ingredients that we have in Georgia agriculture today, climate, long seasonal climate, water, and soil, certainly we are still a great agricultural state, and we've got to keep it doing its job and doing it well. Next, I want to present to you Mrs. Betsy Baker, City Commissioner for Parks, Barker? Baker? Well, excuse me. All right, man, I did get it right, didn't I? City Commissioner for Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Commissioner. We are very pleased in the Parks Department to be a part of this historic occasion. I believe the last Peachtree tree on Peachtree died around 1970. So this is indeed a historic moment for all of us, putting the peach trees back on Peachtree. We have about 40 miles of Peachtree, wandering through hotels, motels, many stately historic houses. And now we have these beautiful peach trees in Woodruff Park, exactly where they belong. So we appreciate your being with us, helping to make Atlanta a national and international city. And now when my department gets all the calls about where Peachtree Street is, we'll say just look for the peach trees.
Thank you very much. The next person I want to present to you, I heard him on SB this morning. He's been a man that I've enjoyed working with. I think all of my political career, dating back to believe it or not, Mr. Jack, for better than 32 years. One of the greatest historians that I think Georgia's ever produced, ever will produce. And I think it's fitting that you give us a little bit of the history about Peachtree Street I heard some of it this morning on WSB. I'm sure you'll have some of that to repeat to the audience here, and certainly have some other things that you can add for this very significant occasion. Mr. Franklin Garrett.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner. I appreciate that. Unlike you, I don't know much about agriculture because I'm a big city boy. I was brought to Atlanta as a little boy 75 years ago, and I remember downtown, this wasn't here. This whole block was filled up with buildings. But now it's a fine oasis in the middle of downtown Atlanta, and I think all of us are very proud of it. Now, nearly 150 years ago, Atlanta was born just about here on Peachtree Street. That's Peachtree right there. One of about 30-odd Peachtree designations that we have in Atlanta. We sort of overworked that a little bit, but it certainly is a pleasant name. So as we plant 10 trees here in Woodruff Park this morning, starting point Peachtree Street, just about, we encourage and challenge others to continue onward with this revival. Add your own nostalgia. You can just beautify Atlanta by planting more peach trees along Peachtree Street. I remember, as you do, that we tried that before in front of Davison's. Several trees were planted, peach trees, but unfortunately they all died. Maybe we're going to have better luck this time. I certainly do hope so. I appreciate being here very much, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garrett. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Robert L. Dickey, who has been one of our peach farming leaders in Central Georgia. Would you like to say a few words?
Come on up.
We're just glad to be here, and we're looking forward to peach trees on Peachtree forever.
Mr. Mayor, I get all of my good information from the grassroots, and that's from the farmer. He just assured me if we don't have a real disaster with weather, we got the promise, as far as Central Georgia is concerned, as one of the finest peach crops we've had in years. When you consider the traumatic weather conditions we've already had, I think that's the Lord's blessing.
We're looking forward to it.
Very good. We also would like to call on Mr. Billy Davidson now to kind of give us a few closing remarks here.
Thank you. I want to share with you a little background information today about peach trees on Peachtree. The original trees didn't fare too well, as we've heard before, because city congestion eventually took its toll. That's why we've selected this non-fruiting variety, which will bloom in bright shades of pink next spring. As for our peach crop this year, as you just heard, we've suffered some slight damage that's mainly confined to the southern growing areas of the state. Overall, this year looks like it'll be a very good year for Georgia peaches, barring any further adverse weather. As others have remarked, Peachtree Street is one of the major north-south arteries in Atlanta. It officially extends 40 miles as it changes to Peachtree Road and then Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. The Peach Commission has also donated another 100 peach trees to be planted on the last stretch of the highway out toward Lake Lanier. To thank you for participating and to personally extend the challenge to you to plant more peach trees, here are Fred Freestone and Clara Clingstone of our Georgia Peach family to present you with your very own peach tree along with some planting instructions.
Seems a shame to cut the ribbon. I guess I don't want to cut the ribbon. I'd rather untie it. It's too pretty a ribbon. No, but I think it's not. Well, there we go. Yeah. I'm sorry, I hate to cut this ribbon, but it's too nice a ribbon.
Well, that's all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we plant this one with the
That ought to be it.
Is that deep enough?
I think that's deep enough, isn't it? I'll just aerate it. All right. No, it seems to be lenient. Everybody straight.
Let's get both of you behind the tree, maybe just for a second or two. Looks like they've had good experience.
There we go.
that looks good.
How's that look? Bob, you sent out more of those things.
Leaning this way.
I think y'all done a marvelous job.
Oh, yeah. Now, the good folks may want to, redo that. So we ain't gonna do it. It'll be easy for them to get out again, see?
Sorry.
Well, it looks like a professional job.
That's
doesn't it?
Pretty good.
I'm gonna see if I can't get some of these to grow on our new balcony at City Hall.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can't come up with you a couple of those that you need. So
Even lower than any branch. This is Georgia's answer to the California raisin promotion. Our peach. Blue leaves, but they're good and green and
You want me to get in the tree growing business.
it's not too late.
There you go. We can have 60, so.